I'll be using the clear acrylic and the nude blush acrylic, both from Mia's Secret. I honestly really love Mia's Secret products. They're honestly very affordable, very easy to work with, and you can also get them on Amazon. And what I like about ordering stuff from Amazon is if you're a Prime member, you can get it the next day. So for my white acrylic, I'm going to be using this custom acrylic that I purchased off a lady named Heather on Facebook. She is super sweet. You just send her a color of an acrylic that you like and she'll make it for you. I'll be leaving her link to her Facebook group in the description. So to get the smoky look, you want to grab a bead of acrylic. Make sure it's really wet so that way you're able to drag it up and down, kind of like what I'm doing right here. I'm basically just painting the white on the tip with my brush. Make sure you leave space gaps in between the acrylic like what I'm doing right here. I'm only applying acrylic on the right side of the tip and I'm leaving a gap in between. You want to make sure you do this pattern all over the nail so that way you can achieve that smoky look that you want. So this is my very first YouTube video, and honestly I am so excited to be on YouTube. I was just inspired to make a YouTube because I posted a picture on a nail group called I Love Nails, talking about my 7-month nail journey, and the positivity on that post was just, I can't even explain it. It was just validation. I'm just honestly a very hard person on myself, so when I received so much positivity I couldn't even believe it. So I just wanted to post a video just because I started off not knowing nothing about nails, and I just feel like I can help a lot of beginners out. So a little about me. I've been doing nails for 7 months. I'm self-taught. I did go to school, but honestly it was a super shitty school, but I will be talking about that in another video. So I actually messed up on this finger. I ended up grabbing way too much wet acrylic and not blending it good enough and giving it that clear space gap. So it ended up looking more like a milky white ombre than it did the smoky ombre, but it was okay. We made it work. She still looked cute. So for the ombre, I'm going to be grabbing that bead of acrylic, putting it right on the middle and just lightly dragging it down. You want to make sure you don't drag the acrylic all the way down because then you're going to end up covering that smoky design. So for the second bead of acrylic, I'm just going to be placing it a little bit above the first one and just also very lightly dragging it down. So I'm lightly patting the acrylic down and also wiping away any excess acrylic on the sides so that way it doesn't lose the square shape. And for the last bead of acrylic, you want to make sure it's a little on the smaller side since this is closer to the cuticle. You want to be careful with working with the cuticle area because if you grab way too much acrylic, that's how nails lift, because most likely they weren't sealed right, so that's when water gets in. So since I'm working with a fake hand, I didn't put any nail primer or dehydrator on the fake hand just because it doesn't need it since it doesn't produce any oil. But if this was a client, I would have put it on before applying acrylic. Even though I didn't put any primer or dehydrator on the nails, my favorite one to use is the Young Nails. It's the Protein Bond. It comes in a little bottle. You can get it on Amazon. I think it's for like 20 bucks now. I remember when I first started using it, it used to be so cheap back then, and it used to be like $14. Now it's $20. But I don't care how much it increases, I'm always gonna buy that little bottle. I swear by it. It is so good. Everybody uses it. You have to buy it. If you don't have it, you need to buy it. If you're wondering where I bought my brush from, I actually purchased it off Amazon. I really like it. I bought it in December and it still works perfectly good. It hasn't broken down. I've worked with cheap brushes. I received the cheapest brush in my school. Girl, when I saw that brush, that sad ass brush, I was like, are you serious? How am I gonna pick up acrylic with this shitty ass brush? So I work with shitty brushes, so I honestly love this brush. You just gotta make sure you clean up your brush all the time after using it, because if you don't clean it up, the leftover acrylic that's left in the brush will dry up and then it will ruin your brush. So how I clean out my brush is with the wooden stick. You want to make sure you're careful though with the wooden stick. You don't want to overly do it too hard because then you're going to end up ruining your brush too. If you can't tell yet, I love ordering stuff off Amazon. If you're not on Amazon Prime yet, you need to be. I always order my stuff on Amazon and get it the next day. I get my monomer from there, all my Mia's Secret stuff, my nail decals. I love it. So I was debating whether or not to edit this part out because as you're gonna see, yup, I messed it up. I was so salty. Did you guys see that long ass pause? I was so disappointed. I was like, are you serious? So I ended up just fixing it. I just put acrylic on top of it. Right now at this angle it does look a little bumpy, a little crusty, but after filing it, after drilling it down, it looks so beautiful. You couldn't even tell that my fat ass sausage fingers messed it up. So now the last step that I do is cap everything in clear. So I'm going to start off with my first bead right at the tip and just lightly drag it down. So I don't follow the 3-bead method. It just doesn't work for me. I like my nails a little thicker and I just feel like 3 beads just isn't enough. I have no idea how many beads I use. I just basically build a nail to the thickness that I like. Try to get a perfect apex. When I first started doing nails, I basically would stare at people's Instagram pictures and be like, how can I get an apex like that? How can I get the shape like that? So I just studied it. I'm still not 100% satisfied with my work today. I still have a lot of goals that I'm trying to get to. But that is honestly what helped me the most. Just staring at pictures, looking at Instagram pictures of these bomb-ass nail techs and just studying the way the nail looked, the shape of it. So what I like to do is just add clear at the tip of the nail and then just brush it up towards the cuticle. I just personally feel like for me, a thicker nail, I can just get more of a better shape. Again, this is optional. You don't have to do it. It's preference, but this is just works for me. So for my nail gel, I like to use more of a rounded tip. I just feel like I can get into my clients' cuticles better without being scared to cut them. I also had my drill in really low settings, just because I felt that it wasn't really needed for me to drill that much. So how I like to file my nails is holding it as straight as I can, going up and down. I also filed my tips before acrylic so that way I don't spend so much time filing after. I also like to go at the end of the tip and just go up and down. This leaves it very straight and also very sharp. Another thing I like to do is start from the middle of my nail tip and work my way down. This creates such a crisp, narrow, tapered square shape. You have to be careful though when doing this shape. You don't want to overfile because then you're going to end up having curved in tips than tapered square. Enjoy this little ASMR moment. I'll be using the Beatles Top Coat. I ordered this off Amazon and bitch, this top coat is less than $7 and it is so freaking bomb. It works better than luxury top coats that I've bought. I actually posted a video on TikTok comparing the swatches between the Beatles and the Valentino, and you couldn't even tell the difference, and the Beatles Top Coat is half of the price than Valentino. A trick I like to do when working with clear nails is applying top coat on the bottom of the nail tip. It just gives it a nice, clear, glossy look. And that's how I do smoky marble nails. Thanks so much for watching and I hope this video helped.